Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome back to some more Arma 3. Now, today's video is going to be on the AMV-7 Marshall. Now, it's the first video I'm going to do basically on the vehicles and the, you know, the helicopters and boats, but this is the one that I was actually looking forward to doing the most. So anyway, first of all, let's just drop one in. We're going to grab a vehicle. And I'm going to whack it in front of me as well. Let's just put it, create a player, please. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, let's just take a look around it and look at some of the features and some of the benefits. And then we're going to take it out and test it out in a few different types of terrain. And to see how we get on and how it actually fares out. Not only is this vehicle actually, obviously land as well. This vehicle will actually, it's amphibious basically. It will actually go in water as well. So we're going to demonstrate that and try that out as well. Now, first of all, obvious, it is armoured. They are, I assure you, they all ricocheted. Obviously, the APC shells, anything you fire it, are more than likely going to penetrate. But at the same time, it is angled well to deflect. I mean, particularly the turret, it's angled very well. So you might get the odd bounce here and then, get lucky. So obviously, the side shots are going to be more penetrable than the front shots. Obvious thing we've noticed, the amount of wheels it has. Moving around to the back, obviously it's got 8 wheels. On the back we have a rear door, that's into the passenger area, which we'll take a look at in a second. We have 2 propeller shafts on the rear. Moving around to the front, we have a viewing hull, which is the driver's viewing hull. Just going to reload, guys. It's annoying me. And okay, that's not going to work. So what I'm going to do quickly, infinity ammo, sounds good. There we go. And then I'm going to done. Now we've got a viewing hole there. That's where the driver actually sits. There's a driver, obviously a gunner, and you also have a seat in the rear as well. So we're gonna siphon through. First of all, we're going to take a look in the rear. I mean, this is the guy. This is obviously where your troops are going to be sitting in the back here. Now you have 8 seats in the rear. So it's got quite a good, you know, you can fit a good sized team in here to go and do a mission or to transport them to a safer location. Now, let's jump out of this seat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move around to the gunner's seat. Now, as soon as you move into the gunner's seat, the engine starts. The turret needs the engine to be running to rotate. So that's the first thing. And what you will notice when you actually use this vehicle, the turret rotation is very, very smooth and very, very fast. It's not like some of the other armoured vehicles and armoured tanks in previous versions like Arma 2, where the turret rotation was relatively slow. You can see it's very, very responsive in the physical turn. Now in this mode, once again, you do get obviously your standard view. We can take a shot on a target. What you will know there is bullet drop over range. There is range on here as well. It's set to 300 at the moment. So if I set that maybe to 400 maybe, I reckon. Probably going to be maybe 500. Maybe about 500-600. But either way, as you can see. Also, as the gunner, what you can do as well, you can turn out, which is called. You can look out the top. How's that actually affect what you're actually viewing? Not massively, to be honest with you. I don't really see the point of it. Why would you want to use that view? I'd much rather be sitting in here, thank you very much. It's looking to be a lot safer, my head's not sticking out the top. But like I said, it just comes with, I think it's just standard rounds. I don't think you have an option to actually change the round set, as far as I can see here. Now, moving into the driver's seat. The driver's seat is actually pretty limited, actually, because you're actually driving in the front compartment. This is basically the only view you get. You don't really get, like in the others, an instrument set. What you can do, you can obviously... I mean, I can see why you would actually turn out in here, because now you get this view. Okay? So we're going to... As you can see, there I'm sitting in the front there. There's obviously nothing stopping you turning in now. Back like that. There we go. Obviously I'm a lot safer now. Obviously I may be vulnerable through the viewing port. That's maybe another test for another day. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to test this out. Now, you do have lights as well. Obviously, that was my brake lights. You just press L. That will put on my front lights as well. There we are. Not really going to do much in this, obviously, in daytime. Rear lights as well. Obviously, you have brake lights as well. So you can see they've gone into good detail. Now, what I'm going to do, just to save us messing about, I'm going to teleport myself somewhere, maybe just like here. Hopefully I haven't landed on top of a building. No, perfect. Right. Let's do a bit of off-roading. How does it actually fare out? The first observation is the front two wheels do actually move when you actually steer. So it's how does that help? That would actually give you a better turning circle. Anything with 8 wheels is going to have 2-wheel steer, because if the front wheel alone steers, that means that the rear or the second wheel would always drag on the turn, which will cause obviously the tyres to wear down, blah blah and so on. So you would have 2-wheel steer in this scenario, and it makes it more manoeuvrable and the turning circle a little bit better. So first of all, off-roading capabilities, as you can see, pretty good. This vehicle is going to be very, very good moving off-road. Now what we're going to try a bit of an incline, because that's one thing which you will come across in most of the Arma 3 games, whether you're playing co-op or multiplayer. If you're what I mean, if you're playing Wasteland or a cooperative, how does it actually get up this hill? Is it going to be fast? Is it slow? Let's have a look. Now it is relatively slow, to be honest with you. You can see the animation on the side that looks pretty cool. Now this would be interesting. Can we actually get over this rock? No problem at all. So we've got some bigger rocks. Maybe what I'll do is I'll swing round. See how we fare out taking these rocks on head on. You know, theoretically you think to yourself, no, but hang on, let's give it a go. No problem over that one. And what about this one here? Obviously at that angle it's not going to have that, but... no. So, observation there, it does seem it is better, there's no doubt about it. This vehicle seems to be a lot better at going over rocks and boulders than obviously your standard vehicle. I mean, it's going to make mincemeat of most of this sort of terrain. Particularly the smaller rocks. I think you're going to be more durable in this than you are actually being in a normal car. There's no doubt about that. And not only, obviously the obvious advantage obviously of being in here as well is the fact that you do have the armour as well, which I think is the key factor really. So what we're going to do now is we can actually try a descent. I mean, I don't know how this is going to go, guys, but let's just give it a go. We can always teleport away if it goes wrong. Let's try this. I mean, really? I mean, is this going to work? We're going to give it a go. Well, there's your answer. It's not going to make it in them sort of scenarios. So, not a problem, because we can teleport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself back over here. Now, the next test. One of the key benefits of having this in the first place. For the amphibious reason, and that is we're going in the sea. So we're going to hit it at speed first of all. And here we are. Now it does sort of, I don't know. First thing I thought when I tried it in the sea, should it float a little bit higher? It looks a bit low. Now the first thing I thought actually when I was in the sea, here we go guys. Does the water come in? Well, I don't know. It does appear to go in, but I don't know. I would change it that you can't turn out when you're at sea. But like I said, early stages yet. That's probably something they can change. Maybe when the propeller's on, the view port can't be opened. So we're going to turn in. Now, the downside is with this. When you're actually trying to steer, you can see it's almost like very, very slow on the turn. This is not a fast vehicle. You're not going to be flying around in this thing. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to head back to land. Quite a slow speed. Looks like we might be doing between 9 kilometers an hour. Very, very slow. So you don't really want to get caught out at sea with this. I mean, the other option you do have is while you're in this position, you know, you can actually jump in the gunner and deal with targets. So if you have people with you, oh, I like that, guys. That's something I didn't expect. Look at the animation on that, shall we? It's not bad. So if you did have a full crew, you could have someone in the gunner. And I suppose one of the advantage, obviously, being at sea as well, actually is an advantage. You know, there's less of the actual vehicle actually showing, because pretty much, if you have a look there, I would say the larger part of the vehicle is actually submerged underwater. So let's have a look at that animation at the rear. You can see the propellers going there. Bit blurry, but obviously we're looking for the water. And it does appear the actual wheels are moving as well. But that's probably, I should imagine that's pretty normal in this case when something's at sea. I don't think, unless I think they have to disengage the prop shaft normally, I would have thought so, which would have stopped and that would have redirected the prop shaft towards the propellers. Moving back onto land. Not normally an issue, but we'll see. Here we go. A bit of traction. Okay, so now the next test is pretty much a straightforward one. What I want to do here is just have a quick test out of the gun. Now, so far, from what I can make out, the only thing here we've really got, we could put a couple of targets out. Okay, what we'll do is we'll put that target out. It's a smaller target, which is probably going to be a target that you're going to be coming across. Now you can see the size comparison between the two, and that's also one of the newer sort of vehicles been added as well. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add one more, something that is going to be, let's say for instance, you know, something that I'm going to be up against that, you know, that is going to be challenging. So we're going to create one of them as well. So we've got something with the same amount of armor, which I, you know, what I'm in now. And also we're going to do one more. With a gunner. Maybe go without a gunner. Just debating with us what sort of target. Let's go for one of them as well. Now, I want to try them head on, because what we've established with this vehicle, the front armour does, you know, it is sloped. You know, the question is it's sloped and missile trajectory taken into account. Well, we're soon going to find out, aren't we? First target. Now, I think we've got to be within sort of a relatively... I mean, I think this range would be acceptable. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but we're going to try from this sort of range. Jump in the gunner. Now, I'm not quite sure if that actually penetrated. I think what we need to do, we need to go into the driver's seat and we need to go and have a look. Because that round did seem pretty heavy on the front there. What sort of damage did that actually do? So we need to go and have a look. That was straight at the front. Can't see any impact or any damage there. I think what we need to do is jump inside. Now look, it has injured. That actually took it out. That one shot took the engine out. Okay, so that's interesting. So it didn't actually destroy the vehicle, but what it did is taken out the engine, which is pretty much crippled that vehicle. So we're going to jump back in now. We're going to do the same test to the other vehicles and see how they fare out. And particularly, the interesting one's going to be probably the next one, which is the light-for-light vehicle. Try and get a similar sort of range. It's about the same. It's about 50, 60. There we are. Then we're going to jump in the gunner's seat. Back into the gun again. Similar sort of shot. Looked like massive impact on the front there. What we could do while we're here to save us going through the whole process again. And that one didn't actually contact, don't know why. My angle. That one did. Back in the driver's seat and back down here again. Now I'm interested to see how my vehicle fared out, to be honest with you, because I'm seeing this as having relatively good armor. I mean, first of all, you can't actually see any physical damage on the vehicle. Any reason why it's not letting me get in there? Very strange. That is slightly annoying. Let's go and try this one. Engine damage. So maybe it's like anything. It does appear for anything from the direct front equals to engine damage. I'm going to move this one out of the way because I think this one might be affecting something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly... I'm going to go to crate vehicle. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to do something a bit... We're going to... get weapon, get vehicle... Car... Actually, I don't really want to do that. There's a button I'm looking for here, guys. Delete vehicle. There we go. Now get rid of that one. So I still want to do that test. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually... Might as well... we'll delete this vehicle as well. And this one. And then what I'll do is I'll get another one in again. We'll just take another shot at that, I think, because I want to see. It's quite an important test. If it does it on all of them, that's fair enough. At least we know that, and then we now establish that that you know, anything pretty much from the front is going to consist of engine damage. I don't want that one bugged out. Sometimes they do when they get a bit close to each other. Oh, it seems to be all of them for some reason. Oh, it's very strange. Oops, something come up there. There we go. Try that again. Maybe just bugged out a little bit, and we're going to whiz down here quickly. Now, the last test, actually, I want to try out the top speed. We'll give that a go. We can try that down the runway. 180, 150. A little bit further back in that. I have a feeling that this is going to be, you know, engine damage. That, you know, that pretty much says anything from the front is going to consist of engine damage based on the caliber of the gun. So you might go orange if, say, for instance, it's a lower caliber. So we're not going to get too close actually, because that might cause an issue. And let's take a look now. Weather's drawing in, by the way. It looks like the clouds are coming over. Might have some lightning soon. I put the weather effects on earlier. Try them out. Move around here. We are. We have to get in the back way because it's a bit bugged out, but get in the driver's seat and its engine. So basically anything with looks like with high caliber in the front is basically going to consist of engine failure. Now is that actually drivable with that engine like that? So although it is red, still usable. I personally think that if the engine goes red, they should add it so it overheats or something, and it only can be driven for a certain amount of time. That's what I would do anyway, because I think the fact that, you know, if the engine's red and it's taken a critical hit like that, that the fact is in real life the engine would have some sort of issue after that. So let's just jump in now. We're going to go fly down here and see what sort of speed we can get at. Now I'm holding down obviously the turbo button, the faster button of the two, and we'll see what sort of speed we can get at. Now it's pretty slow takeoff. This is not going to be a getaway vehicle, this one. I think you're going to have to rely on the Arma, but after that previous test, you know, it doesn't really matter what you're in. It looks like any frontal shot pretty much is going to consist of the same thing. So top speed here. 82. Looks like it might be around about 90. It's very, very slow pickup. Oh, it's still going. 100 kilometers an hour. It's doing not bad. Very, very slow pickup. So it's over 100, so it's not bad. Now let's just see if this is the interesting test. Now we'll do the same thing, but we'll do it off-road, and let's just see, does the actual off-road actually affect the actual acceleration at all? Will it actually still get up to that top speed? A bit of lightning there, guys. Looks fantastic. Shame we can't hear no lightning noise, but 60. Definitely slower, but still, it looks like this is going to be sort of an all-rounder really for off-road and on-road, but I'll say it's going to come into its realm off-road, and obviously, you know, if you want to take that shortcut and cut across the water or go across the sea, bush is not a problem. Getting up to 80. Well, there you go, guys. Top speed off-road is 80. It will not go any higher than that. Now I'll do a comparison as well with all the other vehicles so you can get an idea of which vehicle is going to be best in what situation. 80 is not a bad speed. Whoa. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would say so far, I mean, once I've done all my, done all the vehicles, I suppose then we're about to tell which vehicle's the best one out of all of them. But so far, I like this, the AMV-7 Marshall. I like it. I like the look of it. It's got a good gun. Okay, it's probably not going to be one of the fastest, I've got a feeling, but 80 off-road, let's just see. Let's see what the others get. And I think one of the key factors on here is, you're never going to be totally, in a cocoon where no one can kill you, but certainly, you're never going to have a problem being shot at with someone with pretty much any caliber, unless it's an anti-material gun. You're not really going to have a major issue. Obviously, if someone's got an RPG, different story. But what we have worked out, possibility, RPG shot from the front, engine failure, you're more than likely probably going to gain from the first shot some serious failure, but you may survive. Actually, do you know what? Sod it, guys. Let's get an RPG out, yeah? It's got to be, don't I? I think, we might as well, mightn't I? And just give this bloody thing a go. Let's fire an RPG at the side. Let's see what happens. I've actually got one on my back, but I don't think I've got any ammo for this neither, so we're going to switch over to it. I'm going to put a one in it, and what we're going to do then, right in the side. Well, there you go. That's just answered that question. Instant death and an RPG from the side. Now, let's try it from a little bit further range. What I might do is I'm going to put myself... I want to be sort of about here, don't I? Let's try that. Here we go. Run over here a little bit. Now, you wouldn't have thought range would have made any difference really, would you? But I'm just going to try anyway, because I feel like, might as well, nothing to lose, got one sitting there, so... Name slightly high, guys, for the drop. First of all, what I might want to do is put a rocket in it. It does always help. Name slightly high. Now let's go and have a look. You're probably going to think, what at? But what I'm thinking is at this point, are we then saying that then that is totally destroyed and it cannot be repaired? Which I'm assuming, you know, an RPG shot from the side. My possibility. It's still giving me a target pinpoint. It's not giving me a target one on that one, is it? Yeah, it is, yep. That is totally knackered, isn't it? It looks like, oh, you can still access the inventory. But the vehicle's game over. So, it looks like... I mean, is it actually worth doing one more test while we're here? You know what the last one is, don't you? That's RPG from the front. Let's do an RPG from the front. Let's see how this fares out. We'll try. Actually, I'll try and do it on the sort of maybe it's roughly the same range as I was before, and just see. I mean, will it take the engine out? This is a higher caliber than obviously what was in that previous gun, and that was more likely firing grenades. So it looks like about that range, wouldn't it? Let's check my range. Too far. Look at the wrong vehicle. Sorry, guys. It's about right. It looks like total destruction to me. I don't know what you think. That is total destruction. So, basically, if you're in one of these vehicles... No matter what side you're going to get hit from with an RPG, it is instant destruction. It doesn't look... I'm slightly disappointed with that, actually, because I would have thought... I know what you're thinking, but I would have thought that there would always be a chance of deflection or something on a armoured vehicle like that. I mean, look at the sloping of the front armour. I think they should reduce the chance and maybe make it so maybe it's a 60 to 70% destruction rate. But it should have the ability to bounce a shell. Particularly with the shape of that front. If a shell hit that, there's a possibility that it could deflect. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Leave a comment and tell what you think. But I'm looking at this thinking, look, if I hit that turret, it maybe should deflect. If it hit the front, it maybe should deflect. If it come in at an angle, maybe this side, it might deflect as well. But the test shows that RPG from side and front is an instant, destruction is imminent. And if anyone's firing a grenade launcher or anything sort of down from that, you're looking at failure, whether it be wheel failure or engine failure. That's what it seems to be anyway. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. And it was just basically on this vehicle today. I'm going to do some more videos. I'm going to do them on the other vehicles as well and the helicopters. So I look forward to making them. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.